enthusiasm, which means there are higher expectations than there have been in several years for the Broncos. Here's Bo Nix, took the team to the playoffs in his rookie season on handling higher expectations for his second year.
I've got a buddy on the team we talk about all the time is, we tell each other, you're still a nobody, you haven't done anything yet, and so we got a lot to prove, and we got a lot to go out there and do. It's people like that keep you in check. It's guys like, teammates that, got your back and continue to motivate you, and because, he's right. I haven't done anything up until this point, and I got a lot to prove, a lot to show, so, every day it's working, every day it's finding a way to get better, because you don't want to get to, year two or go down the road and, all of a sudden you got stuck and didn't get any better. So that's my focus right now, is just not even worried about what people are saying. Just internally, I know I got a long way to go.
I guarantee you
Yeah.
that saying
Yeah.
comes straight
No
from
doubt. Yeah.
Sean Payton.
Yeah.
Walking around the locker room, hey, man, you're still a nobody. You haven't done anything yet. I mean, he's kind of like Frank Barone.
Right.
Needle in the Suns. Back
Definitely.
to Seg One, a little more weave. But I could see him riding those guys, and I could see Payton just harping on that nonstop.
Yeah,
You guys have
yeah.
not accomplished anything.
Right. Now, he's going to keep the edge about the football team. It's one of the things I love about Sean Payton. It's one of the underrated things that people never talked about with the Saints. It's just they were more physical and chippy than they ever got the credit for. But either way there, Sean Payton's from the school of Bill Parcells. That's what he does. They needle. They like to start stuff. They like to get you thinking. They like to motivate you. That's what they do. But as I was talking about this guy in my quarterback rankings the other day, Drew Brees Jr. there, he can handle it. He can handle it, no question. I was thoroughly impressed with his year last year. I went back and watched a bunch of games again because of my quarterback rankings. I mean, man, how could you not be excited? How could there not be a buzz? What he did, how he played, going to the playoffs, not a great running back to really help him out in that manner. Really, only one good receiver to really help him out, and Cortland Sutton. I mean, that's it. After that, I think if you ask most people on the street and go, who was another receiver with the Denver Broncos, you'd get, wait, they traded Jerry Jeudy away, right? Yeah, that's right. Who else is it? And still, he played well, put up good numbers, did a lot of great things there. But as we know, in that division, and we talked about this about 6 weeks ago, right? This is the greatest accumulation of head coaches in one division, I think, in the history of the NFL. At least it's up there. It's in the conversation. We've never seen anything like this here with these four guys right here in one division. That's insane. So, yeah, you better have an edge. You better be on your P's and Q's if you want to win the division or be at the top of it and get in the playoffs with what they got to deal with.
Yeah, I had a realization watching this clip, and it's so interesting to me how people piece together this idea of pressure, accomplishments, what the expectations are now that you're on the back of what you just did last season and whatnot. And there's a couple different ways that I really want to unpack this, and I'm pretty excited to do so, actually, because a lot of it is like the psychology of something. And on one side, I think Sean Payton is obviously banging the drum. You haven't accomplished anything. Because you haven't in the grand scheme of things. Like, was it technically a successful season? Absolutely. Making the playoffs for the first time in a long time. Have this feeling that you kind of restored the Broncos, et cetera, But in the football world, in the grand scheme of the football world, it's like you made the playoffs. Yippity doo dah, right? And you got beat pretty good by the Buffalo Bills. And I unpacked the game, and I said Bo Nix played awesome, and I praised the Broncos. So again, when we zoom in, it's like it was actually awesome. It was great. There was so much to love. I think actually Bo Nix played great in that playoff game, and there was moments in that game when it was like they could actually tie the game, have the lead, like the game could kind of go differently. Didn't obviously work out for them, but it was like I was more excited about the Broncos after that game than I was even before, and that was with them getting smoked. But when you pull back now even more, you're kind of like, you know how many teams make the playoffs and lose? Like, lots. Year after year after year. I mean, we can go down the list of all the teams throughout the years. Teams that have done nothing, with coaches that have done nothing, with quarterbacks that have done nothing. Teams always find themselves in the playoffs unless you're like a true disaster of a franchise and you're just like this team, these teams just can't do anything. But even those teams still somehow find a way to get into the playoffs at least like once a decade. Like they kind of get there. And the Broncos kind of know firsthand when their team was kind of a disaster, when they couldn't get the coach right, when they couldn't get the quarterback right. But like now they do. So you're not being judged on like, hey, it was pretty good. We won X amount, we won 10 games, 11 games, made the playoffs. Like, that's pretty good, right? It's like, no. And nobody in that franchise feels that way. There's no players on that team. Maybe some of the young guys are like, all right, that was a good season. It's good to build off of. But there's not even a risk. There's not even the tiniest chance that Bo Nix is like, I did it, guys. I did it. Like he's sitting with his family, just chilling, just hanging out, having a drink, eating some food, and he's just like, I did it, guys. I made it. I'm an NFL quarterback now. I won some games. I made the playoffs. I can finally exhale for the first time in years. Like there's just no way. There's just no way. And it's actually one of the best places to be in because, again, when you zoomed in, you accomplished a ton. And now you have so much to build off of. And when you zoom out, it's kind of like, bro, you haven't done nothing. You can't sleep. You don't got time to feel good. You don't got time to exhale. It's work. It's let's go, let's go, let's go. No one's giving you a high five right now. Are you going to be a great quarterback or are you just going to be a quarterback? Are the Broncos going to be a great team or are they just going to be a team? Are you going to like make the playoffs? Or are you going to win the division? Are you going to, get to the playoffs or are you going to host the playoffs? You know what I'm saying? Like there's differences to that. There's levels to that. And it's just like, so this idea, like, and it's also great because I don't think the Broncos and Bo Nix as a whole really got that much praise. Like at all. Like CJ Stroud was praised endlessly. Jordan Love, endlessly. Jaden Daniels, endlessly. Who's talking about Bo Nix? Seriously. People are just not talking about the Broncos and Bo Nix. They're just not. I try my best and my hardest. I always talk about it. I'm always trying to talk Broncos and do what I can. And it's just like, let's not pretend like it's just like people are just like, oh, Bo Nix was amazing. It's everything. It's the opposite. Most of my clips this summer so far have been like people being like, oh, Bo Nix and the Broncos. And I'm like, yeah, Bo Nix and the Broncos. What are we saying? I don't like your tone. And they know that too. And so even if they say like, oh, well, there's higher, right? Because even the title says how Broncos Bo Nix handles higher expectations. And it's like kind of interesting because it's like expectations from who actually? Because on the other side that I wanted to unpack this is like, I don't think that they had low expectations last year. I don't think drafting Bo Nix and having Sean Payton now in year 2 as the coach and what's going on here, I don't think that franchise was like, oh, we'll just be happy to make the playoffs, or oh, we're just gonna be happy to just kind of feel like we're kind of going in the right direction. Like I don't think that was the case. I really don't. So I don't think there was like this feeling of like, well, there's really no expectations, no pressure. I don't think that was the environment that was put on. And now even this season, how many people are out there saying the Denver Broncos better get to the AFC? If they don't get to the AFC Championship game, they got to win the division. Who's saying that? Honestly, I don't know anyone that's really saying that. I really, really don't. You hear that about CJ Stroud and the Houston Texans. You heard that about the Green Bay Packers and Jordan Love. You heard that now about Jaden Daniels and the Washington Commanders. I'm not hearing that about Bo Nix and the Broncos. So, like, it's so funny how sometimes this pressure or these conversations are just non-existent or they're completely manufactured. Well, there's expectations and pressure on Bo Nix. From where? I'm not seeing it anywhere. I'd love it. I'd love to talk about it. It's not. I don't see it anywhere, man. If anything, I'm the one that puts pressure on them, and knowing, only so many people care about what I got to say. So it's just, I find it fascinating. I really, really do. I really, really do. And I think it all culminates in a perfect spot for the Broncos, and obviously, again, Bo Nix and Sean Payton for that matter, because it's kind of like they have expectations of themselves, but they've already been doing that since year 1. And the media, like some of this external pressure, I do not think it actually exists. Now, maybe closer to the local Denver media, I'm sure, because that like always exists for the most part. I mean, even the Jacksonville Jaguars are like, this is the year. The Carolina Panthers are like, this is the year. And it's like, okay. The Dallas Cowboys, they're winning the Super Bowl. Dak Prescott's like, whatever you say. So it's like, it's like, okay. But I think they're in a great place to have the levels of success that they've had, but they still, in a strange way, are flying under the radar. And I know I'm going to be making, I have another take that I really want to share, that I'm excited to share, but I'm going to do it in a separate video. This video is already running a little bit long, and it's based off of Sims's quarterback rankings, where he has like Bo Nix ready to launch, I think it is, or whatnot, and I want to combine it with a recent Kansas City Chiefs take that I just that I came across, and that I also personally have, and how it's all going to come down to Bo Nix and the Denver Broncos. So be on the lookout for that video as well. But I'll just keep this video about kind of this whole notion of pressure and expectations and whatnot, because it's the media always loves to talk about the pressure and the expectations. And my question is always like, pressure from where? Pressure from random people on like ESPN, on FS1, pressure from the team, pressure from the suits and ties, pressure from the fans. Like where is this pressure? Where what are the expectations? Where is it coming from? I always find that interesting. Those are just my thoughts. I'd absolutely love to hear yours. What do you guys all think about Denver Broncos and Bo Nix? How do you think he's going to handle the higher expectations? Let me know in the comments below. I read every single comment. So whether you agree with me or disagree with me, either way, let's get in some discussions. Let's get in some fights. But ultimately, let's just have some fun. And please do consider subscribing. We're building an amazing community here, and I absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all genuinely feel connected to. Something that we're really excited to be part of. I think we're on our way to doing it. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, as it really does help with visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much. See you next time.